welcome to my channel, and here I'm going to show you how you can construct the second auxiliary elevation of a square prism. How you can construct the second auxiliary elevation of a square prism. So for the prism that we are going to use, we are going to draw the front elevation and the plan of the square prism. Then we are going to draw the first auxiliary plan of the square prism. Then from that first auxiliary plan, we are going to produce the second auxiliary elevation of that square prism. We are going to see how it's going to be done here. If you are watching my video for the first time, please subscribe to this channel and help me to share my videos with your friends who are technical drawing students. Let's go and work on this particular problem. So the first thing that we need to do to draw the front elevation and the plan of the square prism is that we need to draw a horizontal line. So we have the horizontal line. Then we are going to draw a vertical line. So I'm going to draw a vertical line here now. So this is the vertical line. So I want the square, that is the square top of the prism. I want it to be of length 40 millimeters. So which means for the front elevation that I'm going to construct here, I need to take a measurement of 40 millimeters. Then the height of the prism, I want it to be 60 millimeters. So this is 60 millimeters here. So we have 60 millimeters here. So now I'm going to draw a vertical line here from this point where we have that 40. So I will draw a vertical line down. Then I'm going to draw a horizontal line here now. So this is the horizontal line. So this is this rectangle is the front elevation of the square prism, and then coming down here a little bit away from the front elevation, I will draw a horizontal line. I want to be a thick line at once, so this is horizontal line from here to here. So it is 40 millimeters. So then, as I said that the prism is a square prism, I also need to take a measurement of 40 millimeters down here. So this is 40 millimeters. Okay, so I need to extend this line a bit. Then this 40 millimeters that I measure to this point, I'm going to draw a horizontal line, so to complete the square from here to here. Then I will make this line a thick line. So I make this line a thick line. So as the top of the prism, I will also make this line a thick line. Okay, so then this line also, we need to make it a thick line. Okay, so then we also need to make this a thick line, and also so we make this line a thick line as the front elevation of the square prism. Okay, so we also make this line a thick line. So we have this. So now I'm going to label this point. I will label this point as point A here. Okay, so this is point A. So then I will label this point as point B. Okay, then this is point C here, and this point I will call it point D. So alright, so then the next thing that I'm going to do now is that I need to I want the plane upon which we are to produce the first auxiliary plan of the square prism. I want to be at an angle of 45 degrees. So I need to take my 45 degree set square, and then I move away from here, so a little bit, and then I will draw this plane. So I will draw this plane, and I'm going to call this plane, I'm going to call it plane PQ. So this is plane PQ. So this is what we have here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is that the object is being viewed at an angle of 45 degrees. If I have drawn this with 45 degrees, I also need to make sure that the object is being viewed at an angle 45 degrees, so that we can draw a perpendicular line to this plane PQ. So what I need to do now is that with my 45 degree set square, I'm going to draw a line from every point that we have on the given elevation. If you have to produce the first auxiliary plan of any object, you have to draw you have to project a line from each point that you have on the given elevation. That's how you can that's what you need to use to produce the first auxiliary plan of any given object. So I'm going to draw a line from this point here. So from this point D, I will draw a line at with 45 degree. So that line will be at a right angle to line PQ, as we can see it here. Also, I will draw a line from this point. Then I will also come to this point C here. So I'm going to draw a line. So from this point C, that will be at a right angle to plane PQ. So I need to make sure, okay. So then coming to point B here, I will also draw a line. So that will be at a right angle to plane PQ. So we have this like this. So now, so to draw the auxiliary plan, I will move away a little bit from this plane. So I'll just move away a little bit from this plane. I can decide to draw it on this plane, but I don't want it to be together. I want this plane to be separate, to stand on its own. Then I will just move away a little bit from plane PQ. Then I will draw this line. So I can make this line a thick line at once. So making it a thick line at once, okay. Then so we take the width. So the width of this object, so it is 40 millimeters. So all I need to do is to take 40 millimeters. Don't forget that I'm drawing the first auxiliary plan of the square prism here. So I'll just take 40 millimeters. So as we have that from here to here is 40 millimeters, I will take 40 millimeters. This is 40 millimeters here. So then with my 45 degree set square, I will also make this line a thick line. So making this line a thick line, so make it a thick line like this. Then the next thing I'm going to do is that so when I'm looking at the object in this direction, I'm going to see a line at this point, and also a line at this point, and also a line at this point, but this one will be hidden from me. So which means that I need to make this line a thick line. So we make this line a thick line like this. Then we also make this line at C, we make it a thick line, okay. Then this line at A will be drawn with short dashes line, because you can't see that line. So that line is behind. So if you have the solid before you, or just imagine how that solid will look if you have it in your presence. So that is what I'm doing here. So this is how the first auxiliary plan will look. This first auxiliary plan. So then I want us to do something for us to understand how we are going to draw the second auxiliary elevation, how we are going to draw the second auxiliary elevation, because for us to draw the second auxiliary elevation, we are going to make use of this first auxiliary plan. So let me say it again. So for you to draw the second auxiliary elevation, you need to make use of this first auxiliary plan. So that's how we do it when it's come to auxiliary views. So I'm going to label this point. This point I will label it point B. Okay, while this point I will call it point B prime. So this point here I will call it point C. Okay, so while this point I will call it C prime. So this point I will call it, this is point A. So and then I will call this point, I will call it A prime. Then this point is point D. Okay, so while I call this point, I call it D prime. So let's take note of this labeling that I've done. Then the next thing that we are going to do now is that I'm going to come up a little bit here. So come up a little bit. I don't want because of the size of the paper. So I'll come up a little bit, and I'm going to draw a line. So I will draw a line. That's another plane. So this plane I'm going to call it plane P1Q1. So I'll call it plane P1. Okay, so Q1, so plane P1 Q1. So this one is PQ, so this one is P1 Q1. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to draw a line. So I'm going to project a vertical line from each of these points on the first auxiliary plan up here. So that is what I'm going to do now. So let's do it. So with my set square at this point B here, so I will draw a vertical line like this. Then so coming to this point C here, I will also draw a vertical line. Then coming to point B, so that is B1 or B prime, I will draw a vertical line. So coming to point A here, I will draw a vertical line. So let's take note of the lines. So let's take note of the lines, okay? So the next is that, so coming to this point C prime here, so I'm going to draw a vertical line. okay, from C prime. So then so moving to this point D, so I will draw a vertical line up here, okay. Then coming to point A prime, so I will draw a vertical line here. So then coming to point D prime, so I will draw a vertical line. So I need to extend this vertical line, so we extend it, extend the vertical lines, okay. Okay, so I'm trying to extend the vertical line so that we can be able to produce the second auxiliary elevation that we want to produce. Okay, so now, so let's go. The next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to take the distance of this point B, distance of point B from this plane PQ, from this plane PQ, distance of this point B from the plane PQ. We have to take that distance. So so this is P1 Q1. So let me put 1 here. So I will take the distance. So I will just set my compass at this point B here, extend to point okay. So extend my compass from this point B. So I will extend it to point Q here. Sorry. So to this point on PQ. So just take this distance. Then I will put the pinpoint at this point on line P1 Q1. Then I will make an arc here. So this point is point B. So let's take note of that. This point is point B. So let's take note of that. So very, very important. Now, so let's look at how it goes. So the next thing that we have here is that we have that this point B is connected with this point A. Point B is connected with this point A. Don't forget, what we are trying to do is that we are producing the second auxiliary elevation of this square prism. So let's take note of that, as I said at the beginning. So we are connecting this point B with this point A here. So that's very, very important. So where do we have A? So we have A here at this point. This is where we have A. So we need to locate a point on this line A so that we can connect this point B and point A together. So how do I do that? So all I need to do now is to take my compass, then I will put the midpoint at A here and extend it to B. So we have already located B, so we need to locate B, that A, that is what we want to do. So taking the distance from here, so I will put the midpoint of my compass at B here. So then following this line A here, so I will make an arc on this line. Okay, so make an arc on this line. So this point that we have here is point A. Let's take note of that. So I will write A here. So I can now join them together, so with a thick line. So I will join this point AB. I will join them together with a thick line. So it goes like this. So we join them together like this. Alright, so now, so the next thing that we are going to do is that we also have that this point B is connected with point C. This point B is connected with point C. So where do we have C? This is line C. So I need to get that point here. So what do I need to do? So I'm going to take this distance BC with my compass. This distance BC with my compass. So it goes like this. Just take this distance. So put the pinpoint here at B, and you make an arc here on this line. So here we have what? So if I join this point together, these 2 points together, so I will have what? I will have point C here. Okay, so this is point C. We have point C here. So let's take note of that. Alright, so I believe you can see what I'm doing. So I need to bring it down a bit. Okay, sorry for that. So now, so the next thing that we have is that we also have that point A. So this point A that we have here is connected with point D. As we see here, A is connected with D. So we need to locate the same point here. So what I will just do is that, so if you look at the distance from here to here, from A to D, it's also the same as distance from B to C, so which we have already taken. That's what we used here. So I will just put the midpoint of my compass here at A, then I will follow this line D here, so making an arc at this point. So making an arc at this point on line D. So this point is point D. So we take note of that. So then I'm going to connect, I will connect AD together. So connect AD together like this. Okay, so we have it like this. Then I'm connecting, so if you look at this, we also have that D and C, they are connected together. So I will connect these 2 points together like this. Okay, so that's it. So we have produced that face. Okay, so don't forget that the object is a square prism. Okay, so let's go. So the next thing that we have is that we also have that this point A, so this point A here also will be connected with A. So we are going to connect this A with A prime. So if you look at it, we have A here, we have A prime here. So we need to locate a point on this A prime. So this is line A prime. This is line A prime. So we need to come and locate point A prime here. So if you look at it, I'll just come here and draw horizontal line. That's what you just need to do. So you need to draw horizontal line from this point A here. So to get the A prime, so I'll just draw from here to here. Okay, so this point, so here is A prime. So we take note of that. We take note of that. All right, so another thing that we have here now is that we also have that so this point D that we have here, we need to have D prime. We have D connected with D prime. So where do we have D prime? We have D prime along this line. So I will also come to this point. So I will also come to this point D, and I will draw a line from here to here. Okay, so this point that I have here, this is where I have D prime. Okay, so then I'm connecting A prime and D prime together. I'm connecting A prime and D prime together, and it goes like this. Okay, so we have this point. So you can see that this thing is simple. It is simple. So then we also have that C prime is connected with C prime. So where do we have C? We have C at this point. So C prime, so will be along this line. This is line C prime. So all I need to do is to come to this point C here. I will come to point C here, and I will draw horizontal line. So draw horizontal line from this point. So to locate C prime on this line here, so this point here is point C prime. So let's take note of that. So that's C prime. So all I need to do now is to connect C prime, D prime together. So I'll connect C prime and D prime together. So I have this, but we are not done. We are not done because there's some part of this square prism that are hidden from us. So we need to get that done. So we have that point here at B. So B is connected with B prime. So all I need to do. So I will also draw a horizontal line. So I will take my my T square here. So this is where this is the line. So just bringing my T square to this point. So then I will draw short dashes line because that part is hidden from me. So I will draw short dashes line. So we have it like this. So this point is where we have B prime. So let's take note of that. So here we have B prime. So then I'm going to connect A prime and B prime together. That part is also hidden. So we draw with short dashes line, and it goes like this. Okay. Alright, so we have this. So then we also have that B prime and C prime, they are connected together with short dashes line. So that part is also hidden. So I will draw this with short dashes line, and it goes like this. Alright, so this gives us the second auxiliary elevation of the square prism. Alright, so as I said, so this is the first auxiliary plan as it is written here, and this is the second auxiliary elevation. So whenever you asked to draw the first auxiliary plan, you have to project lines from each point on the given elevation, and to draw the second auxiliary elevation, you have to project lines from each point that we have on the first auxiliary plan. So that is how we work it out here when it comes to auxiliary views. So thank you and keep on practicing. God bless you.